This is my MMA news. Tonight I am talking to Maurice Jackson. Maurice is competing in an 8-man kickboxing tournament coming up on UFC Fight Pass on August 7th. XFN, my man, Philly for a couple of training with my brother, Haskell. How you doing, man? You've been a competitor all your life. Tell me what you think about this, this boxing tournament that's going to be on UFC Fight Pass.
I'm pretty pumped up. It's 8 really good fighters in there. Everybody deserves to be there. Everybody's a good fighter, so I'm just making sure I'm well prepared and not underestimating anybody, and want to make sure I come in at my best mentally and physically.
Well, listen, you've been competing, and listen, just by looking at your resume, I know you love to fight, compete, and train. I mean, you've fought at Bellator. You've had like 7 or 9 MMA fights. You competed at Bare Knuckle Fighting Championship. You got an extended career in kickboxing. Did that all start as a youth? Where did you get that competition in your blood at? Because it seems that's what you love to do.
Man, honestly, just from watching boxing as a young kid, I mean, the fight that made me want to start boxing was Mike Tyson versus who was it? I think it was Michael Spinks. That fight, I want to say I was 7 years old, and I was watching it in my grandmother's living room, and just watching the way he came to the ring with his shirt off, the music he had on, the way the crowd was reacting to him. I just wanted to be like that. And I remember I told my grandma, I said, "Grandma, I want to fight." And she turned around. She didn't know the difference between boxing or kickboxing, so she signed me up at a taekwondo school, but the taekwondo school also had a kickboxing program. So I started doing both. But yeah, that was this old school boxing made me want to start doing it, you know.
Well, you must be excited about Tyson coming back to fight Roy Jones. Then everybody's got to be happy about that. What do you think?
I mean, of course. I mean, Mike Tyson and Roy Jones Jr. and Tommy Hearns, those are like my 3 favorite boxers. So I mean, I'm very excited to see it. I just hope I'm very excited to see it. I just hope none of them get hurt. And Mike Tyson had an interview the other day that was like, "Oh, what's your strategy for the fight?" He goes, "Man, I'm not no technical guy. You know what I do? I just like to knock people out. So I mean, if it happens, it happens." But they're definitely 2 well-respected warriors. I'm be definitely tuned in to watch them. Like I said, they're two of my favorite fighters to watch. So.
Well, Tyson said that about his style. How would you describe your style? Are you going there looking for knockouts? Are you more of a technical fighter? How would you describe your style?
Well, I'm more what you call like an aggressive counter fighter. I like to use my jab and my push kick, my long weapons. And then when a guy feel like he's getting beat, he wants to leap in and do something stupid, then that's when I attack. So I consider myself an aggressive counter fighter, more like a Roy Jones Jr. style type, you know what I mean? Just don't really like invest myself too much offensively, but whenever my guy tries to attack me, but just because I'm beating him on points, then I can, attack and finish him.
Maurice, man, once again, thanks for giving my MMA news some time. You want to give any love or some shout outs to anybody before we go? The floor is yours.
Oh, man, I want to just thank, all my fans from, K1, Bellator, definitely my high school basketball coach, man, Bobby Hurley Sr., he instilled a lot of hard work characteristics in me. My grandparents, they adopted me when I was 9 years old. They raised me in a very military style, strict base. So, I mean, just want to thank them and my family, man, for just always standing behind me. Because, I mean, after my first loss in Glory, I went through some really hard times, and they really stuck by me, and just I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for them.
Once again, my man, enjoy your time in Philly. It was a pleasure talking to you. Let's talk again
Likewise.
After your fight, because it's a tournament, so it's going to obviously keep going. Let's talk again afterwards, and we'll talk about your next fight, man. It was a pleasure talking to you. Maurice Jackson, August 7th, UFC Fight Pass, XFN. Check him out, my man. Appreciate it, Maurice.
Thank you, brother. Appreciate you.